Hi everyone, Shakir Baltali here. Ladies and gentlemen, yours and mine, everyone else, Carolina Panthers got embarrassed. Absolutely embarrassed at home at Bank of America Stadium. The Panthers lost 29-3 to the Atlanta Falcons. Ladies and gentlemen, I am a die-out Panthers fan. I attended the game today. I stood for the most of the vast majority of the game. I stayed in right about 5 minutes until left in the game. And ladies and gentlemen, what I saw today from the Carolina Panthers is absolutely inexcusable effort. On all three fronts, special team allowing a punt return for a touchdown, on offense and on defense. On defense, once again, Carolina Panthers got beat in the air. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a big Luke Kuechly fan, but I honestly have to ask, what in the heck was Luke Kuechly covering a speedy wide receiver, Julio Jones, 45 yards down the field? I mean, with all due respect, and as much as I like Luke Kuechly, that is a huge mismatch. Your linebacker, I don't care if he's the best linebacker on your team or if future Hall of Fame, which Luke Kuechly is a first ballot Hall of Fame without a doubt. As soon as he retires, he will go to the NFL Hall of Fame. But as good as Luke Kuechly is, ladies and gentlemen, a linebacker should not cover a wide receiver 40 yards down the field, especially when you are talking about the opponent best wide receiver. That is why you have cornerback. That is why you have safety. The linebacker should cover someone who is not as speedy as the wideout. Potentially a running back who might not be as fast as the wide receiver, and more importantly, the tight end. It's absolutely, pardon me, it's absolutely a nightmare, a mismatch, to have a linebacker covering a wide receiver 40 yards down the field. And we saw what happened. Sure, Luke Kuechly, he gave all he had, but still, the throw was on the money. Completed pass. Falcons, few plays later, score a touchdown. So that is one thing. Panthers, sure they had a couple of sacks on Matt Ryan, but overall, Matt Ryan had too much time. And ladies and gentlemen, as far as the defense go, I'm extremely embarrassed by the play of Dante Action Jackson throughout the season. He has definitely regressed compared to last season, his rookie year in the NFL. He's not doing a good job of covering the wide receiver. He's not doing a good job of tipping the ball away and coming up with interception. He's not doing a good job of tackling in the open field. And this is not just Dante Jackson. But I mean, we all expected and anticipate that he will step up his game and become a shutdown corner. Maybe he will. But right now, as far as this season goes, he's looking nowhere as good as he did last year, his rookie year. And honestly, ladies and gentlemen, a player in the NFL, one would think that their first year in the NFL, in the league, they wouldn't play really well. The second year, they will take a leap forward. Apparently, with Dante Jackson, it's the totally complete opposite. And as far as the defense, like I stated, it's not just Dante Jackson, Luke Kuechly coverage on Julio Jones. Overall, again, the defense is not good, my friend. This defense is really not good. If they don't get to the quarterback, they get beat. Now, that is the case for most teams in the NFL. But at the same time, you have to have good cornerback. The Carolina Panthers, in my opinion, do not have good cornerback. They have decent cornerback. If they can get to the cornerback play doesn't appear so bad. But if they don't, they get beat. Time after time today, they got beat. So all the mentioning about Fifth Avenue and so on, you know what? I'd rather you have 0 Fifth, 0 picks, 0 interception, and instead play much better coverage than you did today. Run defense, Panthers did pretty well overall. Then again, Atlanta Falcons didn't have the number 1 running back, Devonta Freeman, in the game today. He didn't play. So that should be taken into consideration. As far as the offense, ladies and gentlemen, offensive line, you played like garbage. Absolutely garbage. You didn't do a good job of protecting Kyle Allen. You didn't do a good enough job of creating running room for Christian McCaffrey. If I was Ron Rivera, honestly, I would find each one of you. That's how mad I am. You played like garbage, all of you. And you should be ashamed with how you played. And the same applied to Kyle Allen. Here's the deal. Kyle Allen is a young quarterback, second year in the NFL. I listened to Ron Rivera press conference on the way home. And I heard Ron Rivera stating, Kyle Allen is a young quarterback. This is part of growing pain. Basically stating, this is acceptable. Throwing 4 interceptions, throwing 3 interceptions near the end zone, preventing coming up with points is acceptable. I have news for you, Ron Rivera. That is totally unacceptable. You guys, the Carolina Panthers, asking us, and rightly so, understandable. When we attend games, we have to pay for our seat. It's not free. It's not practice. We at the same time expect and demand much better result. It's not a growing pain, ladies and gentlemen. When you have running room, straight to the middle, and instead of using your foot, keep the play alive, you throw the ball into a very bad coverage. And the thing about growing pain, you have to improve from week to week. Last week, against Green Bay, Kyle Allen did exact same stupid mistake. He threw an interception in the middle of the end zone when he could have ran with the ball and kept the play alive. Again, today, multiple interceptions, all result of Kyle Allen not using his brain. I'm not saying Kyle Allen is the worst quarterback in the NFL. He is not. But at the same time, to use an excuse, this is part of growing pain, it's inexcusable. We demand better. This was a home game. This was a rivalry game. This was a game that we had to win if we want to make the playoff. What playoff? My opinion, the Panthers are not going to make the playoff. And this is coming from a very optimistic Panthers fan. But what I saw today is a team that doesn't try. A team that is okay, willing to lose. A team that doesn't play with art. A team that doesn't play with effort. Ladies and gentlemen, it's one thing, and I've said it so many times in the past, it's one thing to lose, to give it all you got. And it's another thing to show up flat, to embarrass not only yourself. It's one thing if you want to embarrass yourself, but to embarrass the fan base. At home, Ron Rivera, you might be, and I'm sure you are a great human being. You are an outstanding person. No question about that. But as far as coaching goes, you are not as good of a coach as you think you are. Despite coaching the Panthers for 9 years, taking us to the Super Bowl, leading us to the divisional championship, to the NFC championship, multiple playoff appearances, but you are still not good enough coach. That is the reality. This is not a knock on Ron Rivera as a person, because like I stated, Ron Rivera is an outstanding human being. But to sit here in your press conference afterward and say, oh, it's just a game, we have to move on. It's a growing pain. You know what? It's not growing pain, and we don't move on after we get embarrassed at home against your arch rival, a team that on paper you should have beat. You should have been beating the Falcons by at least 14 to 17 points. You shouldn't lose by 26 points at home and pretend everything is all right. No, Ron Rivera, everything is not all right. We saw what happened against San Francisco, and we all thought, oh, it's just one game. The 49ers are better than the Panthers. They played much better on that day. We thought, oh, the Panthers will be all right. But this team is Jekyll and Hyde. They look embarrassed and flat against the 49ers. Then they played pretty well at home against the Titans. Following that, they played pretty good overall last week against Green Bay. Then, today, they embarrass. They absolutely embarrass themselves, the fan base. Ron Rivera, don't tell us that this is just a game. This is just a game and we have to forget about it and move on. Because if that was the case, if that was just a game, multiples Panthers fans would have not left the stadium at the third quarter, at the beginning of the fourth quarter. And here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. In the past, I've stated, you got to stay until the end. You really do. And I believe that. But at the same time, I do believe when you are not trying, when you are not willing to give it all you got, then every fan has every right should leave the stadium. I sure hope and pray that David Tepper saw the numerous fans leaving the stadium. I sure hope and pray that David Tepper box was open at halftime as the Panthers went to the locker room. To hear all of us at Bank of America Stadium booing the Carolina Panthers. Ladies and gentlemen, we are a diehard Panthers fan. I'm a diehard Panthers fan. I bleed black and blue. We all bleed black and blue. We are Panthers fans for life, win, lose or tie. And as a result of that, we are extremely angry. We are extremely frustrated. And we want answers. And we want them now. We don't want them 5 weeks from now. We want something to be done ASAP. And I know David Tepper is not going to fire Ron Rivera right now. I get that. But I want David Tepper, at the very least, to have a conversation, a strong conversation with Ron Rivera. Either right now or tomorrow morning, Monday morning, before Ron Rivera weekly excuse press conference after another Panthers loss. And I want David Tepper to tell Ron Rivera the following. Listen, you might be a good person. You're a pretty good human being, and I get that. You're a decent coach. You're a good coach. I get that. But you going to the media after a game that we lost at home, 29-3, and telling the media, oh, it's just a game. We have to move on. Nothing happened. We didn't get embarrassed. Our effort was great. We played pretty hard. Kyle Allen played outstanding. Listen, Ron, you cannot tell that to the media. You cannot lie to the media. You cannot lie to the fan base. If Ron Rivera had any sort of dignity, after this game, at his press conference, or pardon me, it is his excuse press conference, Ron Rivera would have looked everyone in their eyes and said, I apologize. I want to sincerely apologize to Mr. Tepper and to the entire Carolina Panthers fans. Those of you who attended the game today, and those of you who watch the game anywhere else, I want to sincerely apologize for what you saw today. Ladies and gentlemen, that is on my responsibility. We are not going to move on. Kyle Allen should have played much better than he did. He might I got choked up from the frustration. Kyle Allen is a good quarterback. He's a young quarterback, ladies and gentlemen. But I, as the coach of the Carolina Panthers, Ron Rivera, I'm going to take responsibility. Sure, it might be growing pain, and it's frustrating, it's upsetting, it's angering me. But at the same time, I understand that throwing the ball in the middle of the end zone instead of running with the ball must stop. This is not part of growing pain. This is part of playing intelligent. Kyle Allen is a smart, bright, intelligent quarterback, but what he did today is totally unacceptable. Ladies and gentlemen, with the game out of hand, why not put Will Greer into the game? It's not like the Panthers were going to win with Kyle Allen today. So why not put Will Greer into the game? Take a chance. See what you have. I mean, we all saw how Kyle Allen throws after throws, interception after interception. He made the same garbage mistake. Throw the ball to an area where the wide receiver wasn't open. I mean, we are approaching the holiday season. We have Hanukkah, we have Christmas, we have Thanksgiving coming up in about 2 weeks from now. I'm pretty sure the Atlanta Falcons defender will make sure to send Kyle Allen a thank you and a happy New Year card in the mail. Because Kyle Allen sure gave the Falcons secondary gift today. And again, like I mentioned earlier, Panthers offensive line, you guys played like garbage. Absolutely like garbage. You should be ashamed of yourself for how you play. And I get it. There is a team on the other side of the field. They also get paid. But at the same time, it's one thing to play out. It's another thing to look flat. What we saw today is not what keep pounding is all about. Keep pounding, ladies and gentlemen, it's all about giving it 110% effort every time. Not 10% effort. Not sometimes 80% effort, then going back to 5 to 10% effort. Carolina Panthers embarrassed today. You guys let the fan base down. You should realize what happened today is totally unacceptable. It's not okay to look flat at home. You owe all of us a public apology. End of story.